Good morning, everybody. Dale here with Scrapyard Rescue. On today's video, we are going to go ahead and see if we can get this motor button back up so we can get it back into the car. I want to try to get it done today. Hopefully, my neighbor will be home this weekend, and he can get over here with this tractor. We can set the motor back in, and I can see if it's going to run this time. If any of you watched my last video to the end, you would have seen where I was torquing down the connecting rod caps, and we got to the very last cap and the stud snapped. That's when I threw a profanity-laced tirade over it. Sometimes I can't believe the bullshit that happens when I'm doing stuff. But anyways, I was assuming the worst, of course. I was going to have to tear the whole freaking top end of the engine off, get the piston out, all that kind of stuff to get the broken stud out. Just, you know, all that kind of crap. I found the little piece, the broken stud and nut I found laying in one of the pistons, so I thought that was okay. But then I couldn't find the broken. Well, I mean, I could find it because it was still sticking in the connecting rod. So I wasn't sure how I was going to get that out of there. I assumed these were probably pressed in, so it was. I thought, well, I'm still going to probably have to pull the piston out, get that out, put a new one in. So just for the hell of it, the next day after I calmed down from the whole thing, I went back over. I put the piston back up onto the crank. I tightened down the one screw so it wouldn't move, and I took a punch and my hammer, poked it into the hole on this thing, gave it one little whack, and it popped right out. Well, I didn't expect that, so guess what? Yeah, it fell down into the engine. So then I thought, yep, that's just how it's going to go. And so let's just walked away again for that day. So the next morning I came out and I fiddled around, and I couldn't see this piece down in there anyway. I assumed it fell behind the camshaft, and I was just, you know, pretty much just sick over that. Well, I got a coat hanger out, and I started poking around underneath there with the coat hanger, and pretty soon I looked down in there, and there it was. I could see it sitting up there by the side of the camshaft. And I got my magnet out and snagged it with my magnet stick, and here it is. So, it turned out all pretty good. A lot of cussing, swearing, throwing stuff and everything, but I got it, and I don't have to tear the whole motor apart. So, anyways, I got on the phone, called Summit Racing. I called them on, I think it was Saturday or Sunday. No, it was a Saturday I called them. And ordered a set of, you know, studs and stuff for it. I'll be danged if they didn't show up on Monday. You know, so that was pretty good. So I picked them up the other day at the mail place, and I got it in. Now, the reason I thought that it broke that stud was that my clicker torque wrench somehow locked, jammed something, and it didn't signal when it got to the prescribed, you know, torque. When I was cranking it down, I thought, this is an awful lot of turns. you know, and it just didn't seem like it was doing anything. I kept turning and turning and turning and turning and turning and turning. Pretty soon I'm like, I wonder what's going on. Turn it one more time and snap. So what I did is I got my other torque wrench out. Just the old-fashioned kind that just has the torsion arm on it. And I went back through on the rocker studs and I was checking them, and I would pull on it until I got to the prescribed torque, and you know, I don't know, it just seemed, I did all that and I checked them all, and then I went back and I got the clicker again and I went back over them a second time to see if it matched this, and sure enough it was working fine. It clicked on every single one. So I don't know what happened, if it was just a weak stud, something, but you know, so I don't know if that tool's good. Like I said, I went back and I checked the head or the mains with it, set them, did it, it all clicked when it was supposed to. So I don't know, but I'm gonna tighten this last one down using this, and then I'll go back and check it with the clicker, and we'll see how that works. I sure hope that this time this thing's gonna work out, because boy, I don't know, I'm really kind of pissed off with myself for going this route with this whole thing here, instead of just putting the original engine back in and everything. See, now this thing is already starting to worry me for some reason. It's a brand new stud and nut. I can't get it over 10 pounds. It's supposed to be 33. See, now I want to switch over to this and see what it's saying. Okay, I'm going to back it off to back it off to 20. See what happens. Okay, that one's on 20. Okay, that one clicked to 20. What's this doing? Oh. Okay, let's see if this reads 20. Okay, let's go to 25. Okay, that's on 25. That's on 25. Let's go to 30. Okay, that's on 30. That's on 30. Now we'll go 3 more pounds. There's 33, 33. All right, everything's reading right now, so glad that's done without any more heart attacks. So let's go ahead and get the oil pump put back in. If I can find it. Okay. Now, we'll go ahead and fit the drive back down in there. Huh. Okay. That looks like it fit in there okay. Yeah. I forgot to clean the old gasket off of that thing while we're sitting around here. There we go. Sun's finally starting to come up. Kind of warming up a bit. Finally over this heat wave we've been having for 3 months. Never even got out of the 70s yesterday. That's the first time it's been in the 70s during the day in Christ months. This ought to be I guess a good running motor to get it back in there this time. Brand new crank, heads, bearings, you name it. It's all in here now. That other engine, I don't know, you guys were watching. When I kept saying the crank of this thing looked like it was a good crank, wasn't anything wrong with it. Hang on, I gotta get a wrench. Well, when I pulled the crank out again this last time, I still thought it was a good crank. I've seen enough cranks to know, you know, what's a good one, what's a bad one, needs to be worked. I couldn't find anything wrong with this one. I did basically a bearing roll on it where I did replace all the connecting rod bearings. I didn't do the mains. I did the same thing with my other car. And I've been riding that car now for a year, and the motor runs fine. So, but I guess they're all different. You never know. So, anyway, you know, I took it to the machine shop. This crank was already there. This goes for the original engine that was in this car, but they're both the same. So this one was done, just sitting there waiting for me. So I went over there. I got this crank, brought the other one, and I asked the guy, okay, and the guy asked me, goes, well, what's wrong with this crank? And I'm like, I don't know, you tell me. He goes, well, let's mic it out. So they mic'd out the crank, and sure enough, every single journal came, he said, within specs. I knew that crank was good. So then I'm sitting there thinking, okay, I already got all the connecting rod bearings. I already bought them. So if I just buy another set of standard sized main bearings, just take it all, put it all back in, it should work. But then I kept saying, no, it's something will happen, something will happen. So I brought this crank home, had to get all new bearings because this one has been ground 10 and 20. So anyways, that's where we're at. But You know, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's just one thing after another with this, but boy, I hope it runs this time. Okay, I think everything, I think we're good here. Just got to put the oil pan back on. Got to put that seal in. New seal here for it. All right. Okay, come on, get in. Go. All right. Make sure I didn't forget anything. Everything's on the way it's supposed to. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the arrows pointing forward. Looks good. Well, I got to clean all the front of this stuff off here. I should put the timing gears, all that kind of stuff on, I think, first. And then I'll flip it back over and put in the put the oil pan on so I can get this stuff here, get the seal put on and stuff. So I'm going to do that. If I could get the engine to turn over, I mean the whole thing to move. The other day I couldn't get it to move at all, and I started shooting some WD-40 in here, and it finally got it to just so I could spin it. The only trouble is it doesn't want to stay put long enough for me to get the pin in it, and it flips back over to the heavy side. So I'll see if I can get it flipped over, and then I'm going to clean all that stuff up, and then we'll get back in here in a little bit and, as we get it all buttoned up. Okay guys, we got some progress. I did manage to get the engine flipped over, but boy, let me tell you, that was a struggle. I had to put a 3-foot cheater bar on the end of that thing, and it was all I could do still to get that engine to roll over back up on its right side up. So I got the timing chain on. I got timing chain covers on. I put the water pump on. Let's see, water pump. Well, I'm going to do the whole front. I got the thermostat housing, water pump, all that stuff I'm going to put on. And get this buttoned up here. Then I will flip it over again. And then get the oil pan on it. But I think it's coming along pretty good. I checked the timing chain a couple times. I cranked it through with the bar. So every time it came around, you know, the dots were you know, correct. So I'm hoping that that's okay. I tell you what, that's not fun changing that if you make a mistake. When the engine's already back in the car, I had to do that on the other one. I tear the whole front of the car back out so you climb inside there and tear everything apart. Well, it was one tooth off. Man, I learned to double check my work on that one. So let's see what do I got here? Where's my water pump? Alright, got thermostat housing, water pump, and I didn't clean the gasket shit off the water pump, so I'm going to have to do that. Oh, there they are. Okay. Alright, I'm going to get that stuff cleaned up. We'll go ahead and get it put on. And we're getting there. Alright guys, we got it pretty well wrapped up. You can see everything's back on. I'm going to try and flip the motor back over now. I think it should go the other way, you know, pretty good. I had a lot of trouble getting it upright, but I'll go ahead and see if I can roll it over upside down again, and then I'll go ahead and put the oil pump on, and then that's going to be pretty much it for today anyway, because I won't be able to I gotta wait for my neighbor to come home, and we'll plop the engine back in then. So when I get ready to put it in, I'll get it in, get it all hooked up, and we'll crank on it for a while and get some oil pressure built up, and then go ahead and fire it up, and just pray that it, you know, that it's done making funny noises. Sure is a mess now though. Oil everywhere. When I get it all sealed up, I'm gonna go ahead and clean it again good. But, let's see if I can get it to roll over. Oh, oh. I guess. Oh yeah, I think it's gonna go. Yeah, it's gonna go a little bit too fast. Oh. A lot easier than doing it the other way. I guess it's gonna stay like this till I'm done. And glad I did that, because I see I see a problemo. Damn it. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Oil pan gasket right here where this corner goes. What am I doing? Okay, I gotta get this thing out of the way. Curled up in there. So I'm gonna have to, come on, get out right now. Get in the way. See if I can maybe if I just loosen up that bolt, I'll be able to get that out of there. They did send in the gasket kit these little squares here. Okay, can't get it with that. Can't get it with that. That probably would have proved a freaking disaster. Oil would have been gushing out of there somewhere. I don't know, maybe not. Don't particularly like it being in there, but I don't know. How the hell am I going to get that out of there? You know, I guess I'm going to have to loosen all them. Well, I'm going to fiddle around with this for a while and see if I can get that little piece of gasket out without having to tear a bunch of shit out. So get back with you here in a minute. Well guys, we got it all wrapped up. It's all back together. I got that little screw up over here just fine. It wasn't a big deal. So we got that fixed. We got everything put back together. So it's got a brand new crank, all new bearings, whole new top end. Only thing we didn't change on it was the piston, and there's nothing wrong with the piston. It's got plenty of compression. So this is basically it until my buddy comes home, and then we can go ahead and get this put back in the car. So I'm going to go ahead and close the video now. I'd appreciate it if non-subscribers would go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. It's like they all say, it's free. There's no obligation. It just helps me out on my channel, and give me a thumbs up and share, all that kind of good stuff that helps me out. And we will see you hopefully this weekend when we get the motor drop back in. That'd be nice. And I'm almost afraid to try to start it because something else might happen to it, but I'm excited that I think it's finally ready to go and get in the car and get the car buttoned up on the ground. And I got to get a drive shaft made for it before I can drive it, but I mean, it'll be, with this in, the tranny's all rebuilt, get that drive shaft, and it's ready to road test it stuff, see what's going on with it. So with all that, I will just see you on the next video, guys, and hey, thanks for watching.